I'm Vanessa Canby and welcome to Africa's Incredible Spaces, the series where I take you around incredible spaces across the African continent. We're starting here in Ghana and we are at Jamestown Coffee Warehouse, and we're also going to look at the alley bar where they changed an alley into the coolest bar in town. I'm here with KWASI, the owner of these two amazing establishments, and he's going to show me around the spaces. So yeah,
right.
let's get going.
Hey, this is Jamestown Coffee Warehouse. The front section of it is a night. We use it as an extension to the alley bar, which you see later. But essentially, it's a warehouse that we turn into a coffee roaster.
Oh, so when you got the place, was it just completely empty?
Yeah, there are pictures of it on our page. It was not what it looks like today.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll put those pictures up
a lot of cleanup and a lot of work to transform something that was kind of like a dump site into what it is today.
And how long did it take?
Well, for the cafe, I think the actual construction stuff took about 4 months.
Okay.
For the alley as well, we kind of crunched through. But obviously there's work before then. So maybe like 4 or 5 months. So this is the warehouse. As you can see, it's still kind of under construction, but my favorite thing about this place is like the character. So these wooden trusses were already here. We had to put a ceiling in. And the walls, we just kept it. So the goal was really to just take as much of the existing warehouse and make it into a cafe, as well as a roastery, which is going to be in the back. You can still see some construction there. So really just to like repurpose an amazing space.
So how many people can fit in here? I mean, it's like a really big space.
Yeah, I mean, you can do like a, in pre-corona times, we'd have done a rave.
Oh yeah.
So you can fit a lot of people. I actually don't know the exact number, but probably several hundred, but now obviously we can't do that. So in terms of our seating capacity, we just have about like 10 tables in here to allow for like max social distancing.
And what's your favorite, like pieces in this space?
The wooden trusses are like kind of the centerpiece for me. So we try to work around them. And it's actually not as easy as it looks to build around the existing ones. I kind of took a chance with the color on the wall. The green. It kind of worked out. Those are the key things, and then the rest of it is just like small stuff that we've added to try and lighten up the place and bring it to life.
Yeah. So I take it this is where you do your coffee roasting.
This is where we do our coffee roasting. There's more processing stuff coming in the back. But yeah, this is a Topa coffee roasting machine. People keep asking me whether we have a big factory. This is it. This is the factory. This is what you need. This is how you turn green coffee beans into roasted coffee. And then just down there, over there, we brew it.
Nice.
It's pretty like excellent technology. It works like an oven. So there's like a roasting drum in here. There's an extractor in there. It's powered by LPG gas, and you have some temperature controls, right? So it's kind of simple in that way. But where it gets complicated is the science behind roasting coffee beans. You have to pay attention to roast curves, to development time. There's a whole bunch of stuff. There's a whole literature around how coffee roasting happens.
Cool.
And it's exciting. Once you get into it, you really don't want to stop because you're trying to find like always the perfect roast.
Oh yeah.
And trying to highlight the attributes of coffee from different regions, etc., etc.
Oh,
a bit like wine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. In terms of flavor, in terms of how you do your tasting, the complexity, it's similar to how people are obsessed about winemaking.
Wine, yeah. So what's this back section going to be?
So they're going to be like offices and then storage, and also a processing area where we'll be doing the grinding and the packaging. Right now that's not here.
Okay.
So as soon as that's done, what can happen is you can walk in there, we can roast the beans, and we grind it for you right away.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, that one gets a little bit loud, so you have to kind of wall it off.
And then here you've got a pop-up shop section.
Exactly. So I think because of the nature of the space, the feel of it, the openness, the rustic attributes, we're getting a lot of people who want to do pop-ups. So a local is here now. I think the number of folks will come in over time. That way people can experience like various apparel, fashion, arts and crafts that we have here. So we're open to partner with people who need a place to do a pop-up.
Okay, nice. In terms of like the sacks, is that the sacks that you get your beans in?
It's actually, now it's a little bit of a mess because we're doing our construction there, but this is what we bring back to the Water region. So within these sacks is green coffee beans.
Are they actually in there right now?
They're in there right now. We can open them.
Wow.
It's not a maybe a prop. Yeah, this is green coffee beans. It's not for show.
Oh.
So this is like the green coffee beans I was talking about earlier, right? So this is what you would put into the roasting machine you just saw.
And then it turns brown.
And then it becomes brown, yeah.
Oh, that's so nice. So we're just leaving Jamestown Coffee Warehouse now, and we're heading to the alley. I mean, they're pretty much connected.
It's the same place. It's the same premises, right? So. Well, you were here like, I think probably 3 weeks after that we had opened.
After the launch.
And then yeah, I remember that video. It was really cool.
Yeah, I uploaded a video on my channel. If you guys haven't seen it, I'll put it in the description of it in actual full motion.
Yeah. So maybe like the way I talk about this place is like some of the stuff that's changed, and I don't know if you noticed it. So this was like, kind of, an alleyway, which was a dump site. The smell here when we first walked in, it was unbearable. It was like a chemical waste here. So we had to get involved with a lot of cleanup. And then we really just cleaned it up and converted it into a bar. I think a lot of people ask, how did you get this idea and all this stuff? But I think the sense that we got when we first walked in here, it's like it's a really unique space. And it was like a kind of a different concept.
Yeah.
And we were excited about how to like really efficiently use that space into something that's different on the scene.
Yeah.
Backed by really good food and music.
Yeah, there's nothing like it. I've never seen a bar in an alleyway like done like this, or at all, to be honest. And I'll put the before and after pictures here. You guys have done such an incredible job.
I appreciate it.
Did you do all the architecture yourself, or did you get...
So we worked with a company to do that. I mean, obviously, as I told you before, myself and my partner Kojo at the alley, we became friends because we were really passionate about design. So a lot of everything that's here is something, including the furniture, stuff that we really wanted. And then we worked with like a technical team, with a design company to make that come to life.
So what design company did you use?
We worked with Space Craft on the alley.
Okay, cool.
And then on the cafe was Pandora Construction.
All right, nice. So what was the idea behind this? I guess you needed space in the middle.
Yeah, basically it's kind of like you walk in, then you're like, okay, well, how are you going to see people? How do you take kind of a small space and make it feel like big? So that influenced the colors that we have on the wall. They're very kind of like white and kind of plain, because as soon as like you cover like dark paint, it shrinks the space.
Okay.
This was to try to fit as many people as you can in a tight space by using a long bench concept. And when you vary like the low seating and the high seating, it allows everyone to feel like they have your own corner.
Own space,
Even though you can still kind of interact with other folks, but you're in your own corner in a tight spot.
One of my favorite things, I don't know why, it's kind of random, is these like grills.
Yeah, absolutely. This is like one of the most essential things we did. Now, if you're standing at the entrance, you don't notice it, because when we came in here first, what you would see was like an uncompleted building at the back. And we were actually thinking about how do we obstruct that view, and that's why the grid came in. The other idea also was we really want to have greens, so ideally this should be kind of like a pergola with plants creeping up and going all over it. That's going to take like some time. Yeah. And then it also served as a support for like our lights.
That's such a good idea.
So that was like the design
Yeah,
crosses that one.
you would never know that
Yeah.
like one of the reasons is to take your eye away from the building.
That was exactly. We wanted to give people an eye level because if you look through it,
Yeah, I can now see
you can
it.
see.
But I've never seen it before.
You've never
Every
seen it
time
before
that I've
because
been
of
in
this.
here.
Yeah. And then it kind of encapsulates the place and all of that. So.
And also the graffiti that's here
Yeah.
has changed since
Correct.
I was here. So do you get local artists to come in and do
Yeah,
that?
so when you came in here, we had no graffiti at all. We just had a white wall. And
Okay.
then what we realized is if you're sitting here, you're just kind of looking at a white wall. And we wanted to get some really good local artists. So the guy who did this is Imo Awudu. He's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Even the process when he was creating was fantastic. And we wanted to highlight artists that we like and also try to put something that's really creative. There's another one behind there that's probably my favorite. This is a little bit more abstract.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah, but I don't know what's going on, but that's what's cool about it.
Yeah.
We're like, do something abstract, and he kept going and going and going. But it brings life to the place, right? Because we have a lot of white walls.
Yeah.
So we have to find a way to fill.
And the denim as well, that's changed since I was here. It was something different as well.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to change it a little bit. It's all getting beat down now after Christmas, but we'll just keep varying it. One of the things I think maybe we talked to you about is this place will keep evolving, right? So it stays relevant. So this year in particular, there'll be kind of different things that we're doing here. More arts, more lighting, and it'll be just kind of temporary to just bring more life to the city space.
That's a good idea.
And keeping our central.
Afro.
Yeah, exactly. they're getting like free advertising. No, they're not. So this is our hanging bar that we put in here recently, and I can see Afro is trying to force you away. They gotta pay for it.
So this is the bar then, I guess.
Yeah. It wasn't here before. So if you look at the pictures before, there was nothing here. So we put this L-shaped bar in there.
Concrete.
Yeah. Cast concrete.
Oh, I like that. So basically, do you just put some sort of a form and then you pour the concrete
That's
in?
basically what
That is really cool.
it took a few days to get that right. Yeah. No, this is cast concrete, right? So it was cast in situ.
And then, did you build this, or was this?
So there was a
structure
structure. There was a structure platform here that was like totally dilapidated. So we kind of just rebuilt it from the structure.
Oh, okay.
But I think it used to be a canteen. So we
Alright.
kind of built up that concept. So let's have a kitchen that can serve food.
So you serve food both in the alley and in.
Correct. Yeah. So same kitchen serves like
Yeah, and the food's really good. I just had breakfast here.
Good.